Welcome back to the channel, y'all. So it's been quite a long time since I posted any firearm content, and I've been spending a lot of time with SIGs lately. So I thought I'd revisit my 226, this one in particular. I've had this gun, this is my oldest 226 that I've had currently in my inventory, and we're over 6,000 rounds now with this gun, and I just thought I'd give my thoughts on it. So, if you like SIGs, especially the old P series, you already probably know how reliable these things are, but you know, you want to watch videos on them, so stay tuned. Alright, so for the YouTube Nazis, we're clear. Okay, this was the mag that I have in it, Metcar 18 round. So, we're clear. Let's talk about this thing. So I've had this gun about 15 years. This is the oldest, longest running 226 I've got currently. I've had many of them over the years since the 90s. As I said in another video, I've always had, it's like I've traded them out for different guns over the years and always end up getting more. Because it's just one of those guns I won't ever be without again, I've come to realize. This is a German framed gun, so, and based on the serial number, it's a mid-2000s gun. One of the, towards the trail end of the German frames being imported. So, got this gun, like I said in another video, for a long time I carried it, shot IDPA with it, racked up a lot of rounds. The past couple of years, this has mainly been a, you know, gun to grab around the property. And it became that because I was on the Beretta kick for quite some time, and so this gun being one of my, probably the most reliable gun that I have personally, became the primary go-to gun for if we need to grab a gun and go around here. We live out in the country now, so we do end up having to shoot at predators and wild dogs and stuff like that more often. This gun's gone through a number of changes over the years in my hands. It did come with these tan grips when I bought it. I think the dealer actually swapped them out because I actually ended up buying the black grips that I think were actually the factory grips for this off of him separately. But I have since stippled them a long time ago. Back when I was shooting IDPA, I was bored, got in a stippling kick, and yeah. I also put some grip tape on it, which you can see, as you can see, is nicely rubbed off. I'll probably eventually replace that and put some fresh strip on there, but you know, it's 9mm, it doesn't kick that bad, so I haven't really messed with it. A while back, I mentioned one of my things that always kept me from carrying SIGs for a long time was riding the slide stop. I did end up chopping this one, and it pretty much eliminated that on this gun. However, and I'll probably go ahead and get around to getting one, but the 224/Legion slide stop I've tried on this 228, this is my new everyday carry gun, and it does the same thing. So I'll probably end up getting one of those for this one, just because it looks better. The trigger's gone through a number of iterations over the years. When it started, it just had the regular trigger, non-SRT, non-short reach, regular trigger. Actually, yeah, it just had a regular trigger in it. And that trigger has been passed around a number of SIGs over the years as I upgrade the, because one of the things I'll usually do is upgrade the trigger bow itself. In most guns that come with those short reach triggers. Let me go grab one to show you. I actually have a plethora of triggers, but this gun, it came with a standard trigger, but a lot of the SIGs that will come with this trigger, I immediately swap these out. I understand some people need that trigger, but for me, what ends up happening with those real thin triggers is my trigger finger ends up getting pinched between it and the frame. So I don't like that. For a long time, this gun I ran the double adjustable straight take trigger, and honestly, I wasn't really that big of a fan of it. I used it because I was cheap. I was like, I don't want to buy another one. But once I tried the curved one in my 228, I was like, yep, that's the one I want to go with. This trigger, to me, is the best one. Changes the way the trigger pull feels. It just feels more natural with this trigger. This is the double adjustable also. As you can see, it pretty much gets rid of all pre-travel. And it does get rid of the over-travel. Yeah, I also recently, within the last year, it was actually, I kind of have to pull out my 228. So my 228 came to me, it had already been sent to SIG at some point to have an action job done and an SRT installed. And also the slide being nitrided and everything, which is another thing. But I bought the Great Guns short reach trigger or short reset trigger for that gun. So I ended up putting the short reset trigger out of the 228 into this gun recently, within the last 6 months or so, I think. Yeah, for years I just shot the normal long reset. Like I said, it's not that big a deal to me, but it's whatever. This gun, I don't know if I've ever had a malfunction with this gun. If I did, I can't remember it. It's just been a tank. My wife, she'll take it with her when she's going to feed horses or whatever, and she's dropped it in the mud. And while I was, I travel a lot. I go TDY, so like she dropped it in the mud, and subsequently actually had to use it, and it still worked. I had to completely disassemble it when I came home and clean all the guts out because it was nasty, but it still worked. Definitely meets the hell and back reliability. Obviously you can see it's been beat on. That's holster wear mostly, right there on the edge of the frame, the edge of the slide, a little bit over here. It's been, got beaver tail's been beat up from, it's been dropped a few times, and holstering on the anodizing of the frame, right there. But it just keeps on trucking. Yeah, honestly, it's, what can you say? I mean, this thing, it is a tank. Like I've said before, you just cannot, like this one gun right here probably is the gun. Like if I could only have one handgun, it would be this one right here. I just couldn't. I don't think I've ever. It's just as reliable as anything could be. You know, it's really not wearing bad. I make sure to grease the slide and the frame rails and whatnot, so it's doing good. It's even still got the factory plastic guide rod in it that came with it. I've changed the recoil spring twice, but yeah, I just make sure that the rails are greased and the frames are greased up, and she just keeps on trucking. So this is, yeah, my tip. Like the old dad used to say, to hell and back reliability. This is the one gun that if I could only have one, it would be it. So anyway, don't want to talk about this too much, but yeah, if you ever question buying a 226, especially one with a German frame, don't hesitate. They're great guns. Yeah, so that's really all I could say about it. It's one of my favorite guns ever, and yeah. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy this type of content, one of these days I'll get around to doing some shooting content. But until next time, I'll be back.